On the 19th of November 2014, Vietnam's National Environment Police raided 3 warehouses in the city of Nha Trang and discovered more than 4.3 tons of dead marine turtles. A month later, local police raided 3 additional locations connected to the same criminal network and found another 4,000 marine turtles. Nearly all of the turtles were hawksbills, an endangered species which is fully protected under Vietnamese law. The punishment for hunting, trading, storing, processing and selling these animals in 2014 was up to 7 years in prison. The combined volume of turtles seized in both raids was more than an estimated 10 tons, making this the single largest seizure of marine turtles in world history. The raids came as a result of a 3-year investigation by ENV that began following the seizure of a Vietnamese registered fishing boat loaded with more than 200 dead marine turtles in Philippine waters in 2010. This incident was followed by the seizure of additional fishing vessels in the Philippines in the following few years, all of which were registered to a port in Vietnam's Cuong province. ENV conducted subsequent interviews at the port in Cuong with key middlemen and others with knowledge of the trade, including the crew of one fishing boat shortly after their release from prison in the Philippines. These interviews revealed that an organized criminal trade network, headed by a man named Cuong, was buying up large quantities of marine turtles, processing the turtles at a factory in Nha Trang and smuggling the finished trophies to China. Cuong has a past record of illegal activities, including a case in 2009 when more than 800 live marine turtles were discovered on a floating farm that he owned. At the time, Cuong was said to have used his considerable influence to avoid prosecution. It was not until October 2014 that ENV was able to confirm the presence of a shipment of marine turtles in Cuong's processing factory in Nha Trang. ENV then alerted national authorities and provided them with evidence of criminal activity. This collaboration resulted in the raids of November 19. Following the raids, Cuong's brother and business partner, Hoang Toan Hai, quickly stepped up and accepted responsibility, though police and others familiar with the case knew without question that Cuong was a true kingpin behind the operation. This was an important opportunity for Vietnam to show that it can meet its global obligation to eradicate wildlife crime and the criminal organizations that engage in such activities, and the criminal justice system rose to the challenge. On June 4, 2018, Hoang Toan Hai was sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. This was the first major arrest, prosecution and imprisonment of a leader of a wildlife trafficking network in Vietnam, marking a positive turning point in the country's efforts to combat wildlife trafficking. This case has had a demonstrable impact on the illegal trade in marine turtles in Vietnam. As a result of the arrest and prosecution of Cuong's brother, and following extensive coastal surveys of fishing ports along Vietnam's entire coast, ENV can confirm that organized hunting and trafficking of marine turtles in Vietnam has been reduced to negligible levels, with former traders and marine turtle hunters citing strict punishment and high prosecution as reasons for their decision to change their line of business. The case is also an excellent demonstration of how government can work effectively with NGOs to produce meaningful and lasting positive impacts on wildlife trafficking in Vietnam.